Hi people, it's Sunday early afternoon here in Canberra, and today I'm speaking on vulnerability. So many of us believe and were taught and will fight for not being vulnerable because it's being classified as a weakness. Yet, in the work of Brené Brown and in much that I have been reading of late, vulnerability is where we discover our true selves. It's where we recognise that actually we can handle anything, but we're so afraid to expose our perceived weaknesses, our self-diagnosed weaknesses, that we resist being that open. You know, there is a saying, some of us will do more to be right than be happy. And in that we create distance between ourselves and those around us. And it's not to say do this in a naive way, because some people are out there to hurt us. What it is recognizing our own personal strengths, that whatever happens, we can manage it, we can deal with it. And once we realize that, the power in it is amazing. It's the key to dispelling anxiety, because anxiety is the fear of the future. It's the wanting to control what happens. And we only want to do that because we don't think we'll be able to deal with it. And yet, as adults, we've brought this feeling of fear of the future from beliefs that were created sometime in the far distant past, before we understood who we were, in a period known as the imprint period, where everything goes in without filter. And what I mean by that is that in that imprint period before the age of 8, everything goes in as if it's truth. We're looking for, and our subconscious is looking for evidence to prove that what it knows is right, so that it can flash into the things that stand out. And what vulnerability as an adult does is allow us to open up that, you know what, that belief that we got when we were 5 and we were told that we were stupid, or that we felt that we weren't good enough, that was a moment in time. And that moment in time has kept us stuck, because then our subconscious mind, whose job's to keep us safe, only looks to evidence to know that what it already, to prove that what it already knows is true. And in doing that, we end up building up all of this evidence to prove something that may have been true in a moment in time. And what's more, it actually filters out all of the information that counters that. Now, our subconscious is doing its job. And for a small child, they actually need that to keep them safe. But once we're an adult, and certainly even coming into our teens, realizing, hang on a minute, that thought that's come into my head, is that in fact true? Do I believe it? Was it ever true? And it's in flowing through that, learning and tapping into our own strength, and realizing that sometimes, if it is true, it's called an opportunity. It's called an opportunity to change. But many of us, we're so busy with our walls up and protecting ourselves, keeping our vulnerability inside, we miss the opportunity. And our life, our quality of life is affected by it. So when are you going to choose to lower the walls and experience the wonder that is vulnerability. And yeah, it's scary. And it's all possible. Because as you realize your own strength, you realize that you can deal with all of that and means that you can deal with anything. So you can see how vulnerability is in fact strength. Become your own warrior. And if you ever need and you want to explore, happens to be amongst my special skills, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I trust that as you explore this, the little ahas, that opportunity to say, hang on, is that really true? Do I really believe it? And if you do, how can you change it? Thank you so much.